For people who grew up poor, what normal thing felt like a luxury? New clothes. Going to friends' houses and they had snacks. Eating at a restaurant. Dental care. Brand name food and other groceries. Everything in the house was the cheap branded stuff. I really envied the kids who had the nice soft toilet paper. I thought for the longest time growing up if you had a fridge that had an ice and water dispenser, you were well off. We're ordering pizza for dinner. Filling your gas tank instead of just putting in $7. Girlfriend says she considers the dishwasher to be a luxury item. Central air conditioning. Going on holidays. Being able to eat out without checking your bank account and finding the cheapest thing on the menu, or just hoping a friend pays for you. Brand name anything, Hidden Valley Ranch, American Eagle shirts, and a new video game were things I only didn't get to experience until I made my own money. A washer and dryer inside of my house. Choices. Simply choices. Getting one of the school lunch options that wasn't covered by the reduced lunch tickets. Actual Fruit Loops, and not fruit rings. When I grew up my mom only sometimes could afford to make cookies, but to save money she only put half a bag of chocolate chips in. When I left home and got a job I thought it was amazing to use an entire bag. And to buy expensive fruit like raspberries. Endless hot water. Owning more than one pair of pants and shoes. I'm not sure if anyone else has had this experience, but around 3rd or 4th grade, my twin brother and I had a music class where we both needed to buy a recorder, kind of like a plastic flute. Our mom said we didn't have the money, so my brother and I searched the entire house for $6 to buy 2 recorders. We ended up bringing a Ziploc bag full of change, pennies, nickels, dimes, and so on. I think the teacher felt sorry for us, cause she paid for our recorders when the rest of the students left the room. Gave us the Ziploc bag back. I'm kinda embarrassed to admit this, but fresh bath water. Pre-cut fruit at the grocery. Cheese. When my first child was born, I remember seeing a recipe on TV and thinking, who can afford that much cheese in one meal? Now I have 4 different cheeses in the fridge and feel like a king. Eating any cut of beef other than ground beef. Having milk and eggs in the house. When I first started dating my boyfriend I wanted to bake something and was amazed that we just had everything we needed at the house: milk, eggs, butter, etc. I kept going on about it and didn't realize it was unusual until he said that it was making him really sad, lol. Dental care. Silence. As in no fighting, violence, or arguments. I'm just generally grateful for everything in my life. As I get ready in the morning to take my kid to the bus stop. Seeing a fridge full of food, having proper beds, an abundance of clothing choices that are appropriate for the weather/season. Being in a nice neighborhood and feeling safe surrounded by a community with many friends that look out for each other. I feel very fortunate every day and I like to remind my son with a smile on my face. Going to a genuine Chinese restaurant. Staying at a house of someone who wasn't struggling with money, like a classmate or friend. Their house was really clean and nice, with pictures hanging up, decorations on the shelves, and a carpet so clean you could play on it. I spent all of my teenage years hiding where I lived. New clothes instead of hand-me-downs or thrift shop clothes for the new school year. Cans of soda. The only time we had cans of soda was on the annual family picnic. Going to Blockbuster and renting a new release movie. If someone had a Nintendo or Sega gaming setup. Air conditioning. I grew up without it in the 90s and I don't even know how we survived. Asking for anything that was not on the grocery list. My family used to do a grocery run every 2 weeks with a tight list, no extras. Me and my sister knew we couldn't ask for anything, candy, cereal, nothing. From birth to 5th grade had no running water, so from 1981 to 1991 I had no running water. We would use a washpan to get cleaned up from water jugs. We would go to my grandma's and get a bath sometimes, but it was a 2-hour drive round trip. When my mom left my dad, we got running water and lived in town. I loved being able to shower etc. and have friends over for the first time. Buns, rolls, any form of bread that wasn't air fluff poison. Going out to dinner at McDonald's.